on to the other organ of government, the executive. Now, the executive, they aid implementation. They implement what the government. How do they do this? Members of the, we have to know the members first. So let's say we have the members. Some people may be surprised to know the members. Some people think that the members of the executive government is just the governors, the president, and maybe the senators. But today we are going to see another aspect. We have the president. As everybody know, we have the governors because there are many. We have senators. We have commissioners. We have the last in the hierarchy of power in executive. We have the civil servants. And this, if I'm to bracket it, includes a lot of people. Once you are working in a ministry, you are a civil servant. So the food vendor that sells in the canteen in the ministry, she's a civil servant. The gateman is a civil servant. All these fall under executive. It's just that one has more authority than the other. Now, depends on the kind of executive system that's running the country. That's when we have the president. Depends. And that's when you equally have governor, senator, commission, or civil servants. So having this in mind, these people are the people who make up the executive. These are the members who help to implement the law and help in governance, effective and efficient governance of the country. So if one is said that to explain what an executive is as an organ of government, one could simply say that the executive is the organ of government that aids in implementation of government policies. I will not clean this so that you see the relation when we go to type. Exactly because of this president, type of executive. We have three types. Some people know only two, but we have three. One is unpopular. We have the dual executive. We have dual executive, which means one. It's like uni. One executive. We also have the, rather is by. Dual is two, is a two-way something. So let me put it accordingly. We have single executive. Single is uni. I'm going ahead, sorry. Then we have the dual. Dual has to do with two. So anytime you see dual, you know that it refers to two or by. Then we have collegiate. It sounds strange, right? Yes, it's strange. This has to do with group. Council has to do with group. A lot of people are involved. It's like a partnership, sort of. I'm going to see what that is, and as it stands, it's unpopular. So single executive. Single executive has to do with an executive that has as its head, in the hierarchy as I mentioned, president, governor, senator, commission, civil servant. It has president as its head, is single. And this president performs a dual responsibility. Is the prime minister, is the head of state, and also the prime minister. As an head of state, He's the one controlling the armed forces. That is why sometimes when there's a national event, he comes out and perform military responsibility. So this has to do with the president. Then why this dual executive? We have the head of state and we have the prime minister as the ones heading the hierarchy of executive. How do I mean? The head of state perform all military activity that is done in the state. He heads it. While the prime minister heads every formal executive activity that is done apart from military. It doesn't go to military. So there we have head of states and we have prime minister. Prime minister. They're the ones heading the anarchy of power in this type. We have these two, head of state and prime minister. Why they colloquiate? It's not practice. It's uneven heard by some people. It has to do with a group of people. They come together, a council in fact. They come together and form a membership. They head government, this executive. They don't make use of this. They don't make use of it. Instead, among the people that come to form the government, they will pick the power is being rotated. For example, if there are 6, if it gets to this year to be my turn, next year we'll get another person and be that person's turn. That's how they rotate power among themselves. That's how they run that type of executive. But it's unpopular. It's practiced in some place though by some people. Example, we have the people of Togo, the Olympia in Togo, they practice it. But this is popular. These two are more popular. Single and dual. Like Nigeria practice single, presidential system of government. We have president, the single entity, is the chief of the armed forces and also our prime minister. So that is it for type of executive. I said these two, this will help us to understand this. Same as this will help us to understand it. So the members help to explain the types of executive. In single executive, we have president as the head of the anarchy of the members in executive. While dual, we have the head of state and prime minister who head the anarchy of power in the executive. Then while the colleagues, they not make use of this one. Instead, they form a council which a head is picked out and is rotated among members each year, as the case may be. So that is it for the types and the members. I want to move on to the last bullet point for today, the function. The function. There are lots. Because when it comes to government, these are the people that will often take points. They will not call the name of the minister or the senator, they will only call the name of the governor or the president. So, let's see their function. We often call their name, so let's see what their duty is to us as citizens. Number 1, we have execution of law. I said they implement law, they give assets to bill. When the legislature finish making law, they give assets to bill. And when we go to judiciary, we know what assets means. And we know what a bill is. I can give you a whisper of it. A bill is a raw law. Why I call it a raw law is an unprocessed law, law in progress. They also perform military function. They provide welfare care. Welfare care stroke service. Some people might say essential service. They're really essential. Those welfare care, water, road. If you can still recall what I said in definition of government, that government provide essential service or welfare service. So this is an organ of government. We're dividing government, so you can see that every knowledge is needed. It's essential. They maintain external relationship. No land is an island. No country is an island. You want to travel, you want to make commerce happen between you and another country. Your government help to maintain such relations. Don't understand, you're understanding it now. You're learning it now. External relation. They make budgets. So let's analyze it now. Functions of executive organ of government. Number 1, execution of laws. They implement laws, as I said. Note one thing. In the function of executive arm of government, anytime the first function is the meaning of the definition of an organ of government. Is the main function and is the meaning. Other ones comes after it. They are coined from it. So let's go. They give assets to bill. After a bill is passed, I said bills are raw law. They have just been passed. So these bills, they pass through some stage, and the final stage is asset. Assets is acceptance, where the bill is now passed on to law. It's not taken as a law adjustment or amendment. So they perform this function. 3, military function, whereby the executive is the president, which comprises of head of states and the prime minister. The president, who is performing as the chief of armed forces, now head every military activity in the country. He commands when to move, when to shoot, because he is in charge of the armed forces. Same if it's a parliamentary system is practiced, as we learn in the concept of governments. If a parliamentary system is practiced, whereby you have prime minister and head of state, we'll see that the head of state, it control, we say move or not to do what? Move. Is the head of the armed forces. 4, they provide welfare services. How do they do this? Basic and essential services rendered to citizens is through them. That's why when we don't have water, we say president or the governor is not doing his job. They're the executive. They're the ones who give us these things. Which make me fall to number 5. They maintain external relation. I remember when I was putting this thing down, I said we need this thing in commerce. Because the relationship they maintain within the country is like a friendship. They befriend other countries. The reason for them doing it is for their citizens to have access to the country. If the president or the government is at war with a particular country, he can block the entrance to that country. Commerce, citizens of that country cannot take commerce to that country because there is no relation. So when friendship is extended by executive arm, it makes for maintaining good relationship within external forces or other external countries. Then 6, they make budgets. These budgets cater for this welfare care and services. This budget encompasses when they have there's expenditure they want to make. For example, government want to build road. They will say how many roads they want to build, how many places they want to provide water, how many places they want to provide good schools. It's the executive. It's among their decision. And it's them that implement. You see, they say the president has gone to execute this contract and the rest. They are the ones doing it. They make budgets. And as they are making budgets, they also check their revenue, the money we put in place, the money we pay as our tax. If to make their budget excess, or if to make their budget equal. So when they want to make budget, it requires a lot of decision, because they want to know how much they are getting and how much they want to do what give out. If how much they want to get is more or lesser, they know how to amend it. So being an executive arm of government, they are serving us. Do you see what they are doing now? Their function is more. So we don't take it that president is just to go there and eat government money. It's not like that. Number 7, pardoning of convicts. They have the power of pardon. How do I mean? On special days, the president or the governor go to the prison, and because they have power of pardon, they release certain people. They don't go there and release them because of favoritism, but because of this power, some people are able to be released, and they are released on certain ground. If they have showed sincere repentance, they can be released. You cannot release a murderer or a kidnapper to come and terrorize the people more, because the executive, they maintain law and order in the country, which has to do with number 3, their military functions. They are the chief of armed forces, so they cannot send someone to the jail and come back and bring that person back who is terrorizing them. So these are basically the functions of executive. They execute law, they give assets to bills. Number 3, they have military function as the head of state or chief of armed forces, maintaining law and order. Number 4, I said the welfare care is provided essential services, potable water, good road, educational facilities, schools. They make them possible for us to have them. 5, I said they maintain a sort of friendship relation with other countries so that commerce can be carried out, traveling, tourism can be done efficiently because there's a relationship, there's no conflict there. Okay? Number 6, I said they make budgets. They sit down, discuss their revenue, what they are getting, and how they want to give out. What is the country's problem? What are the citizens complaining of? They want to make their budget in line with the complaints of the citizens. 7, they pardon convicts. As I said, they have the power of pardon. It's what they enjoy as being executive. So we're done with executive, with this, the function of executive. Now I want to move to the 3rd tier, judiciary. It's kind of wide and it's very essential. So watch out for the organ of government, judiciary.